think my interest in was a life dedicated to the Lord and a life dedicated to love. And Eileen had all of that. Her whole life was extreme suffering. To the last breath, a life lived like that has to bear fruit.
Without question, her life does represent something that is very, very beautiful and a wonderful gift. She is a wonderful gift to us here right now at this time in our society when we need her so much, when the world would dispense with those who are weak and who are vulnerable, who are sick, who are small, basically, who are small. And she says, no, let us all live. Let us be full of joy.
I think that Eileen O'Connor is a marvellous example of the first vocation. And the first vocation is our baptismal vocation. It's the wonderful call, the universal call to holiness, that every woman and man who is baptised in Jesus Christ is called to holiness. When she sent people on mission, she was always doing it because she was focused on Christ. And the greater her work was, the greater her mission became, the greater was the obvious that Jesus was at the very centre of all of it.
She's a woman of extraordinary courage. And when we speak of someone's courage, what we mean is something about their character in the face of hard things, in the face of suffering, in the face of difficulties, trials. Under trial, Eileen was heroic. She went through so much and came out each time, came out punching, came out determined to do God's will and to make the most of her situation.
22 women have lived and died in our work in 100 years. Now, tell me, without any government funding, how could that be? It can only be by good people, good family people, people like yourselves, people of God who want to help our ladies nurses, who want to help anybody who's helping the poor.
I wouldn't be surprised at all that the more her story's known, the more people will want to ask more questions and come to know her. And through coming to know her, they'll come to know Jesus Christ more personally in their own lives and in the life of the community of the church.
She's going to be a saint for our land, I believe. I don't know how long it will take us to make the case for that, how long it will take God in God's good time to show his signs that he wants that he favours that. But I think she is such an inspiration, and if the church in her wisdom eventually raises her to the altars, that will be great for our country. The promotion of her cause is giving her a new voice. It's inviting us to look again at what she said, what she did, what she represented. And it is a countercultural voice, as I said, but a voice we need to hear.
The work is Our Lady's work. And so much pain and suffering has gone into it, into just Eileen's life alone, and Father Fander's agony. But each of the nurses, and I always say anybody who comes to help Our Lady's nurses, expect the cross because that's what you'll get. There's no other way.
Now, when we are suffering, when we're suffering pain, physical pain or psychological, emotional pain, the temptation is to roll up into a ball just to protect ourselves. We all know that temptation. But her response was to get out there and help others.